see how that works. Okay, so as I mentioned last time, QGIS is basically the free version of ArcGIS. When we look at the interface, it's going to look very familiar, but of course, since one of them is free and the other one is proprietary, don't expect the same functionality. Also, QGIS has a less stable kernel, which means that sometimes it just crashes. Unlike ArcGIS, that crashes definitely once every now and then. So, what is QGIS? Similar software with ArcGIS. The basic tool is a shapefile, and you have all the other files attached to it. Same idea with layers. Okay, so you put multiple layers with information, and it tries to have them geolocated. The first link that I give you here is due to one of my students last semester in Qgis. She helped me out a little bit figuring out various versions. This needs to be updated, but the links are still correct. And she also gave me a couple of video tutorials that she followed when she was trying to learn QGIS, so I know that at least one graduate student learned something from them. So if you want to know more about it, especially for the creation of a basic map, you can look on that. You can click on that. But I'm going to try to do the same thing today. I'm going to make sure that we can create one map in QGIS. All right. So let's focus on today's daily task, and we'll have to spend a little bit of time to download and install QGIS. It is like a 500 megabyte installation. It's not that hard. So go ahead and navigate to our daily task and click on this link. And depending on whether or not you have Windows, you can choose your right installer. If you have Windows, check your version. Is it 6.4? Is it 64 or 32? And instead of downloading the full thing, you can just download your standalone installer. If you have a Mac or Linux, you should be looking at the buttons down here. So for the Windows users, one of these two will do. Older versions tend to be more stable, but 3.6 has been out for quite some time now, and that seems to be stable, so it will be replaced very soon. That's why I'd say go ahead and install 3.6 already. Right, so a week in these things is enough. So I'm saying like it didn't happen overnight. It's stable. I used it yesterday night, no problems. So, right. Do not donate unless you really, really use it. Then donate, please. I'm thinking about donating it because I'm using it very fast. Download whichever version. Mac users, you might want to check your version. It sometimes comes with versions. Download the latest ones. Pray to whichever data you believe works. Don't pray to my fault. It doesn't work. I want to find the version that corresponds to your version. Anyway, download it. Let it install. It takes a little while. So, with a good internet access. As you're downloading that, you can also hit on the second link for us to download our data. This is a big repository download everything and save it somewhere because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff today.
So we have to go back and download the Python?
Yeah.
That's what it's saying.
What? Daily task 226.
QGIS says I need
Yeah.
Python. What? Yeah. Python 3.6. Which I have 2.6. So increase this cost. Yeah, that's wow.
That's new.
Which I don't mind downloading them, so I can try it out.
Probably have a 3.7.
Oh, I do.
Overpower the 3.6, but it is installed through Anaconda, so I'm not sure if it's gonna find it. It's kind of odd. Why would does QGIS need Python? I mean, it has a Python. Oh, I know why. Because it has a Python interpreter.
So do you need to download that version of Python?
Well, you have 3.7 already. Your Anaconda distribution, so it probably works as long as it's able to find where it is. Do you get an error message?
Yeah, mine still says. Yeah.
Well, I guess in order to complete today's class, maybe go ahead and download whatever version that's.
If I have Python 2.7 from like, will it override it or do I have to like
You will have two versions. 2.7 will have 3.6. Remember the 2s and the 3s are separate ways?
Yeah.
So the 3.7 overrides the 3.6.
That's what I was saying, because will it override and my computer will just have two different
I don't know. Theoretically, if you have both Pythons in there, whichever, like if you open up Jupyter Notebook, it will default to the latest version, 3.7, unless you have it connected with the 3.6, which I'm assuming QGIS will do.
I created this just by combining this population and the Paris, the previous one, and I created this
Paris DBF?
yeah, and I just upload that in the Google Drive.
No. You need to have all the shape files and whatnot, and this.
So in this folder, I have to upload all the
In order for
running
for the graph to come up, you need to have all the files, parish, shape, PDF, and all that stuff, and that.
that, and I have to upload all these in the
old one. So you had a whole list of parishes. Like I'm gonna get that in a second. Look. So in order for ArcGIS to work, it should contain, for example, for the parishes, it should contain all these: the DBF, the PRG, the CNB, the SBX. So you should have all of them in a folder. And the only one that we're playing around with is the DBF. So put that in there as well. Then it's gonna see it.
So we have to put that all in the folder in our
ArcGIS.
and just run that one. Okay.
All right. So as I was saying, while you're downloading it, hit on that Google link here in this repository and download the whole thing. This one has two shapefiles. Both are for Louisiana. One has some basic information about the different parishes. The other one has information about that hog damage that I mentioned yesterday. And I also have a CSV file that corresponds to unemployment per parish for Louisiana. So we'll do a bunch of cool stuff with that. And another one which is population for Louisiana per parish. All right, so download the whole thing. Qgis is not working for you. Qgis. So again, these are the little things that non-proprietary software has. They don't pay attention to detail because it's not made to be sold. It's made for some folks to do this. Do exactly what so for me, right now, if you really doesn't work,
It's something with my settings and I don't know where to look. And it's not identified at all. No, it's me putting privacy stuff on my computer.
Let me tell you this. You made your choice when you decided to buy a Mac. Mac is a much better machine than Windows. But it's for your own. You make a choice right there. You go like, yeah, you know what? I want to get a better machine, but I'm also going to spend time being frustrated about it. I love Linux. I mean, I was a Unix guy. Unix was good things. Did I move away from Linux? Yes. When? The moment that I could. Why? Because every other colleague of mine was not using it. Why were they not using it? Because they couldn't put up with my problem. Every time I told them, hey, you need to run this from the command line. No, write a batch file. Do that in Windows. I didn't know how to do that. Don't be frustrated. So now, all these things. I mean, that's why we should hate Microsoft, guys. Because even if you don't want it, they're everywhere. Unconsciously. Okay, so let me navigate to this real quick. So your folder should look like this when you download stuff, right? You got hog damage, blah, 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 and then you have parish, and then you have major roads and unemployment and population in Louisiana. We're not going to use all of it. We'll see what to do. And then if QGIS worked, QGIS, right. So define QGIS when you install it, just start typing QGIS desktop 3.2.3 and this is what's happening.
Yeah, let's see.
Where is
Go down.
They're downloading. So the internet is too slow.
Probably all of us are going to get it. And part of this class is to make sure that everybody has one here. Okay? I will spend as much time as needed, as long as I know, and then when we leave the classroom today, we'll have QGIS computers, and you can go ahead and do homework. But one thing that I have to notice about QGIS is what? Much less cluttered than RGS. At least that's how I feel. It's cleaner than RGS. It has less buttons. You understand that? A little bit harder to graphically do this stuff. We'll see. Yeah, the 400 megabyte installation. More. And it did see quite long. It actually has 500 miles. Major game class. So we have a close game that graded most of the stuff and all the homework and whatnot. And it's free. It's all stuff there. Come on, Frank, what are you doing?
You probably great too. Probably all at one time. I just want to get done with. But I guess it doesn't bother me like that. I'd rather finish it. So
If I had an exam coming up, I would do that like day one, hour one.
So did
Because if I know there's an exam next Friday, if I have something like that, I would be busy.
yeah, because when I'm sitting on the road,
The exam is real far now.
so
Sit down and just.
You going to New Orleans?
Are you going to New Orleans? Go to New Orleans. That's the best thing that you can do after an exam. Go to New Orleans and watch the parade. You guys have never been to a parade morning rock? You go do that. You gotta do that. You haven't. You guys need to do that.
I mean, bring him and bring him drunk.
No, I mean, yeah, okay, you can do that too, but going to these parades is a thing, like it's a cultural thing. You gotta experience that. I experienced it last year, fine. Good.
You had
I had a kid now. So but you need to. Have you been to one of those New Orleans parades? You know exactly what it's like.
I never stay away from it.
If you haven't done that, definitely.
I went Saturday. I think it's for everyone. I know.
You'll have multiple parades. Try to get to see the conference.
When we parade, they were crossing from the bar. He looks at the guy on the thing. In the float. They were drunk. And they started throwing the tobacco of the in a roda. The people like.
Right. They're young enough. They can survive. You should go to New Orleans. Go to New Orleans. Yeah, they can. The chances of a 20-year-old surviving country is much better than 35. How are we doing? Is everybody getting closer to installing it?
I am. Okay, so I downloaded 3.72, but it won't work with 2 new of a Python. I can't get this to download here. Where I keep clicking download and just takes me to the website.
No, it's going to scroll down a little bit.
So just click on this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's.
So you have some settings. You have a problem with downloading the full installer? That's fine. Find which one you have. Now this is just problem. So come back tomorrow and we'll continue. Yeah, again, it's a, think of it as a big program that has smaller programs attached to it. The one that's downloading that. When you commit to an installation, just go, you made your choice. You said, I'm going to commit the next 5 hours of my life to download this program. That is it. Done. You can't use that right now. You're going to miss all the class, but that's fine. And honestly, Qgis will look very much like RTO. It's not quality, will be probably called something different. I will know that's how I do it last time. So I knew ArcGIS. I was like, maybe that button exists in QGIS. Let's find it. Oh, there it is. Does it do the same thing? Yeah, more or less. That's how it's tested. For those of you that have downloaded QGIS, go ahead and do what? And do a new project, I guess, which we're already here. And you can add a layer. There are many ways to add a layer. What I would suggest is go to the, well, I'll get there, but you can go through the add layer data source manager. Let's see. You know what? No, I'll wait until everybody has it installed because, you know, try to play around with it. You did a fine job yesterday. Now, another thing, this is the last class that we're going to use. We're going to just talk about software. Next time we meet, we're going to talk about applications. We're going to start building models. Right? So let's make sure that when we come back, Python is working for everybody. That's what we're going to do with that. If Python is not working in your computer, find me at some point. Right? And I guess we're losing both classes next time. That's probably not going to work out very well. They also want to use one day to go watch the drones fly. And we're not going to have enough time. So if we check at the end and see that we're missing 1 or 2 classes, we might have to spend certain time to do it. Is that alright? I mean, missing 2 classes back to back, two whole 4 hours ago. I mean, I want to cover a couple of stuff that you. And I definitely want let's see. How did you do it?
undefeated. Qgis.
Where?
Somehow.
I don't know why.
Somehow. You're right. Probably is that and he sent me a message yesterday morning where it is in Greek. Thank you, good morning.
I know he works
How?
because another restaurant. With no sé yo no tengo corporate whatever. And he says after restaurant.
Do you know what? I have an idea of a couple restaurants you can beat.
And this is the how I say
Is that where Holton? That area?
How many of you are in this?
Are you in this? Right. You are? Fantastic. How about you, Alex?
Yep.
No.
So the design. No, this
No, that's not the right one. Just click on that key design. I'm pretty sure that's not the right one.
I did everything.
All right?
Yeah.
yeah, you can do QGIS with
Yeah.
but the interface is
The interface is a little different. Yeah, you already have it. Yeah, sure.
You just found it on your. Well, I think I just found it.
Yeah.
No.
You can do it with a grass one. It doesn't say it's got some extra stuff. But that's the one that I'm going to focus on today. Alright. QGIS, practically everybody's here. The executable is what we need. And you should have something like that. You should also have that little folder with all the stuff.
So we have to import setting from Qgis too or not?
No, clean start. You have that option. Okay, all those there, all those there, all those there.
All right. Do you also all have a folder that looks like this somewhere in your computer? Extracted, right? It's the, yeah? Kind of like that. Great. So, should I go? Should I go with this? Okay. I really want to go for it. I'll talk about it again. I'm just trying to make sure that it works in this case. Okay, so there are many ways to add layers. One is to just do it down here with pressing some buttons. Let's not worry about that right now. Since you need to somehow connect again the database to it, the fastest way is to click over here that says Layer and go to Data Source Manager. Click on that, please. And you're greeted with a browser. Unlike ArcGIS, this you can just browse ahead, and the moment that you select something, QGIS automatically adds that in. So navigate to the folder that has, your shapefiles. And please add parish, SHP.
Use layer, then upload.
You click on Layer, Data Source Manager, and then navigate and find, the original layer. And when you're done with that, double click on the parish SHP and close it. Alright, so you should be greeted with this. So first things first, QGIS doesn't have templates like ArcGIS does. But, fun fact, you can go to ArcGIS, save the template as a shapefile somewhere, and download that and open it up with QGIS. There, so you have all the templates. But for this specific example, we don't really care about the templates. We just need, the shapefile that has the parishes. Are you all looking at this picture when you connected the parish shapefile? Very good. Now, once again, attached to this parish shapefile, there is a database file called again parish. And what I want to do is I want to visualize it using areas, the area of each parish, right? So again, if you right click on this, there is a button there that says properties. Before I get there, click on the open attribute table and you get the database file attached to it, right? And as you can see, it has the Y coordinate, the X coordinate, area, acres, perimeter, and so on and so forth. So now what I want to do is I want to have that colored differently based on areas. Right click on it, go to properties. And now let's find out which one is the right one here. There's a little button there, symbology. It's the third from the top. On this layer properties popped up, right? So it's this not I, not source, the symbology. Click on that. Okay. And then in the wait, I did I do it wrong? See, I'm already confused. Okay, this is gonna ask us later on what kind of thing we want to do. Attributes. Yep. Yeah, that's for later. This is the one that I want. Simple fill.
It's right on the top.
Ah, there you go. Find it. Singles. Thank you. All right. So over here, right, in the single symbol that you see up there, if you put single symbol, it just colors it with one thing. If you want to have different stuff, you go here and you choose either categorized, graduated, or whatever you want. So I want to do categorized for starters. And this gives you the ability to choose by what category do you want to do it. Unfortunately, this one I did not put any, high versus low. So you got multiple ways of doing that. One is to basically go ahead and generate that column somehow. The other one is to use what we did yesterday, open up the DBF file somewhere and create dummy variables. Instead of categorized, you can do graduated, which is again some sort of scaling type of thing. That's what I want. So hit on graduated and go over here where it says column and choose area. And again, you can use whatever color ramp you want. Let's go with blues. So now dark blue is going to be big areas, going towards white is going to be small areas. When you choose all that, you hit apply. And it's gone. Wait, what happened?
You need to classify first. Classify that.
There you go. So I had just one. All right. So let's do quantiles. There. Thank you. See, I'm telling you, I don't know these things. All right. So once again, areas. Yeah, I'm stupid. I just said use one thing to cover everything. Yeah. So you need to tell it how many breaks do you want it to do and how do you want to do those breaks. You can do natural breaks. You can do quantiles. Basically, you have your parishes and you find in the percentages, right? The quantiles. The first quantile from 0 to 25%, 25 to 50, and so on and so forth. So choose quantile equal count, and then let's break it into 5 classes. Now hit apply, and OK. And there it is. All right, so we can see that these are the bigger parishes, and white are the smallest parishes, and the other colors in between. And again, you can change that into however many you want. You can have, instead of 5 classes, you can go here and put 7 classes or 3 classes, I don't know. So you can play around with that. You can change the colors by either creating a different ramp and all sorts of things.
Might that lower option just go on the back side of since I couldn't able to click
The what?
might that okay and applying
You gotta make it a little bit smaller. Or just click on the top of this. Click on there. No, click on the bottom. You make it even smaller now. Only make it smaller. Right click on it. And move or size, yeah, size. And just grab that and move it around. Or just move it. No, that's all you can do. Alright, so you move. You get right click on that again. Yeah. No, move it toward the middle of the screen, and then move it up. Move it up, go over there, move it up. Alright. Press Control minus. Control Shift minus. Alright, go to View. Close this one. Go to View. And then zoom out. That's probably going to change this on. How do you make this guy smaller? Go to Settings. You just want to make the windows a little bit smaller so that you can see the bottom. Alright, for the rest of you, just basically, if you can follow along and start making other things. So I want to figure out, click on settings. Window options. Icon size. Just change the icon size. Yeah, put on that and make it 60. Right. They can change everything. How do you make a window smaller in your window if you can't grab the bottom?
Oh, does it go up to the top of the line? And that arrow will split and you drag it down to the top.
So yeah.
So it goes to the very top of the back line right there where your arrow split. Don't grab it. Yeah, there you go. Now grab the top and drag it down. So.
There you go.
Yeah, just
Success.
that.
Success.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like we did yesterday, you can color them by variables, you can color them by whatever you wish. Choose the color ramp you want. Now let's try to again export this map, and you can do that by hitting Project and Import Export and Export Map to PDF, and you're greeted with this. So you can make it as big or as small as you want. You can have custom widths and so on and so forth. You can ask for it to put annotations, and when you save it, it's going to ask you where to save it. And there you go. It's in my desktop. There it is. Okay, so looks very similar to the stuff that we were doing yesterday. You can also do that with shortcut commands, Control P and so on, but don't worry about it. Alright, now in that file, I have one variable, which is a categorical variable. Again, if you guys want to go to Open Attribute Table, very last column that you see over there is an indicator of whether or not that parish produces rice or not. 0, no rice. 1, a little bit. 2, lots of rice. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to use this categorical variable to paint my parishes. Agreed? 0, 1, and 2. So if you go back here, go to properties, and then remove this thing, like either delete stuff here or switch this completely to now categorized. Now I'm going to use the column rice reg, and I'm going to put classify. Right, so put categorized on the top, choose the column rice reg, and hit classify. And as you can see, it has 3 categories: the 0s, the 1s, and the 2s. So you can go in there and change the legend. 0 is little rice, or no rice, sorry. 1 is, double click over there and you can write some rice. And whatever you want. So once again, you hit categorized, you find the column that you need, and you click classify. You can change the legends, and you can change the colors, obviously, to whatever you want. Gradient. You could just go in here and change the colors themselves into, I don't know, little rice, let's put it, no rice, let's put it red. This one should be okay, that's fine, and then this one will be. Yes?
Is there a way to get an actual legend to pop up?
Yeah, we'll see it when we put it here, it's going to create it. Alright, so if you click apply and OK, these are the areas, right? So no rice in the red, a lot of rice in the green, and some rice in the purple. So there is a way to show legend. But I think it's in the export. Levels are here. Homework, how do you put the legends in there? I don't know. There's definitely a way, just don't remember where it is. Alright, so that's how you do it when you have a categorical variable. Okay? If you have a numerical variable, it's again, you put your thresholds and you create like that. Similar thing, you can now put it and save it. I do not know how to put legends right now, but it should not be that hard. Any questions? There's a problem with
Compositor, print compositor or something like this. On the very top, close to the save button.
here.
No, on the left. So we have like no, on the. So you know where you find this hand, little hand to move the right there, so on the side. No, left. Yeah, this one. Yeah, then you type the name.
Ah, right. Mm-hmm. Right, and then here you can put, put all the things here. You can grab this and put it there, and you can grab
And you need to create
the layout and change all these things. You can offset stuff. Yep. Start with a project. Oh, and then you can change all sorts of things on top of it, right? pictures. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'm not here to make colorful pictures. I want to move to, let's do some analysis. All right, are you with me so far? Okay. So now let's try to put in some information from the CSV file, which is called population LA. Here's the thing. In ArcGIS, you can actually put that in as create a layer and go to add source management and then hit population LA CSV. Again, same thing as I did before when I found the shapefile.
Population the CSV.
Yeah, the population LA CSV. So, click on here. I wrote it down because I forgot how to do it. You need to select the shapefile. Click on layer. Right, so click on, select the shapefile. Click on layer. Wait, what is that? Say it again. Select the shapefile. Click on layer properties and choose the joints. Click on add button and choose join layer, join field, and target field. Yeah, we got to do all that. Okay. All right, cool. So once again, put population LA there, and we need to join the CSV population LA with the attributes of the layer. And apparently, right-click on parish, hit properties, go to this little button that looks like a little joint here. Hit on that. Press the plus button down there. And it's going to try to join it with population LA, the only layer that is up there. Now you need to tell it how to do the merge, right? So you need to choose the variable from population LA and the variable from parish. So the variable from population LA is parish, and the target area is again parish. Yep. Hit OK. It worked. Okay, so once again, first use the data management to put the what's it called, the population and length in there. Do you understand how to do that? You click on layer, data management, and you're going to put it in. Great. Now you should have population LA and parish. Let's join them together. Right click on parish and go to properties. There is one little button that is called join. And that join button, choose population LA, parish and parish. So it's now looking at the variable parish from population LA. And it's merging with variable parish from parish. Okay. Now, the moment that you now right click on parish and check the attributes, right click on parish and go to open attribute table. You will notice now that the attribute table is open. It used to stop at rice reg, but now we added the pillars.
So how we can join?
Click the plus button down there. You see that little plus button? There you go. So now I find population array, and then you have to tell me how to join it. Choose parish from population array, and target field again parish. So what's happening is population array has one variable and parish, and parish is another variable and parish. And then it just merges them based on that one.
So we are joining a common variable parish.
Yes. Okay, so we'll just put more information for each parish. Basically, we put some sort of population movement and percentages. These are real population percentages, by the way. I think these are data from 2017. Right. So there's a column now which is population LA total, and then we have the different races. So let's go ahead and visualize that. So what I want to do now is I want to create some sort of pie chart on top of the previous one. So again, I'm going to go to properties, and I'm going to go to symbology, which is here. And I don't want the categorize, but I do. Oh, sorry, I'm going to go to not symbology. I'm sorry. Let's go to diagrams. It's the one that has like a little symbol with the pie charts and whatnot. So click on the diagrams, and let's choose a pie chart. And what I want to put in this pie chart is population white, African American, all the way down to Latino. So add all of them. Select all of them and put them in there, and hit apply.
Okay. 2000 Android. You add it.
Yep. Let me remove the old symbology.
Is there a way to change color?
What? Yeah. Just click on the colors and choose whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Can I increase the size of that file?
That I do not know.
Size.
But there should be a thing that says deal with the size. Play around with it again. I went to this. Oh, there's a whole thing that says size right there. Just play around with that. Scale, size, and whatnot. Yeah. Yep. And of course, you can just click on these and choose whatever color you want. Okay, so these are the pie charts. And instead of a pie chart, maybe I want to do a histogram. Histogram probably doesn't work that well. Pie chart is the best here. And now if I'm only interested in, you know, African Americans or whites, I can just focus only on the first two. This will change the size of the pie chart. Oh, the default is, I guess, default for the pie chart is scaled size 50. I don't even know what that is, so you can switch this around. Yeah, I don't know what each index means. You have to just change it around and see how the output looks like. Just gives you a lot of flexibility. Now remember where I told you that QGIS is great, but sometimes it gets stuck. I have a feeling that mine just got stuck right now. So the kernel seems to have crushed because I can't, oh, there you go, finally. Yeah, I can't get a pie chart to work. I want to do pie chart, and I want to do this and this. Nope, mine is stuck. Yep, my thing crashed. Oh, okay, you expect this. Let's do it again. Okay. Right. So here's the pie chart with basically whites and that. This is less crowded, which is good. Once again, play around with this a little bit. You can make all sorts of different things. Whatever works for you. Pie charts, histograms, bar charts. Okay. Are we all getting maps like that? Again, I don't know all of it. There's so many bells and whistles. You play around with it. Change the pie chart size. There's a button that does that. Experiment with it. Okay.
experiment with how to export it, and it will depend on whatever problem you do. Okay. Now, next on our list, we did the pie chart. What we want to do now is let's first off remove those pie charts, but let's add another layer on top of it. So let's go back to properties and do no diagrams and apply, and diagrams are gone. So again, go to your layer data source manager, and this time put the hog damage shapefile. This is again a shapefile that shows all the attacks by hogs in a period of the last 10 years in Louisiana, wild hogs.
This was in the data source manager.
Yeah, go again with layer, data source manager. It should be in the same folder that you downloaded everything else. This layer also has some attributes, and it's very interesting that besides the latitude and longitude, we also have the zip code and the addresses for the specific incidents. And there is a way, even though you don't have the longitude and latitude, to put that there as well using the addresses. So that is also possible. If you have a list of addresses, as long as they are the addresses that they use for U.S. mail, you can find the coordinates and put them. Yep. But right now, I am using latitude and longitude. So this last column, the hog's damage, is a self-reported indicator of whether or not the damage was severe, so-and-so, or just wounded. Okay. So what I want us to do now is I want us to color the dots by using that. All right. Once again, in order for me to see this, right-click on the hog damage data, and go to the attributes, and
This is right next to my house, so I'm curious if I can figure out who that attack by a hog.
I don't know, but you can find it in the map.
Yeah,
that is.
that's
You
actually
can select it, and you see that selection.
What we have to do?
So right now what we're going to do is we're going to change the color of the dots based on the severity. Okay. So again, is there a question? You got it. Right click on the hog damage data, click on properties, and we're going to go to this one, the symbology. And right now I'm using a single symbol, but instead you have to click here and go to categorized and choose column hog damage and click classify. And you have 4 values, 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's make the 3 into lots. So little none. And you can even change the colors here. Let's make this into this red sparkly thing. Let's make this into, I don't know, just a I don't know, some sort of dot here with, I guess, some color, doesn't matter. Use this color, okay. Okay, and then use here, a little one, we'll put a green. And this one, I'm gonna put this guy, but with a white. Just go all out, do whatever you want. So there you go. You can, once again, symbology, and you go to categorize, and you choose the column. This one was last column. No, you have to select the layer of the damaged part. Choose whatever color you want, choose whatever mark you want, whatever legend you want, all of these. An output, save the output, and congratulations. Okay. As a matter of fact, if you do plan on hunting hogs, you can get money.
Last year, I had a research that we put in some.
We still have that research going on.
Natural.
We made little balls. They not there.
I didn't see that.
He said that because they put a lot amount of
You don't ask them what the problem was. How other wildlife finds it easy. If you do it there in Indiana, now they're trying to figure out a way to kill the hogs are gonna do it.
But they were saying like,
He doesn't know the deal.
they use low
So even if the hog eats it now, dies, and eat it out, you know?
it's because it's illegal. It's a problem for humans.
Yeah, there is a thing. I mean, in Louisiana, there is a problem with wild hogs. They are considered hazard. If you kill them, you get some. Yeah, go out there and kill hogs. What?
If you go to Texas, they'll get helicopters and do that.
Yeah. You can do it here as well. You don't have to do it Texas. You can do it. I know.
I'm Texan, so I know.
As a matter of fact, it's in the west border with Texas where they offer that.
Yeah.
So the helicopter you can shoot. Oh, so the use. Yeah, God is fine, right? I mean, I kind of like the fact that the roles.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
These are definitely used for an event that's happening here, but I don't know, how I got it. I just got it actually.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see what happens if I click on this. See, I got a lot more options than you guys have. Can you go down here and just double click on the dot that you had? Yeah, over there. You don't get any library, right? Do you get symbols in? Do you get that option? Does it say symbols in? If it says that, change that to all symbols, and you got a ton of symbols. In the symbol selector, there is something that says symbols in.
It's there and it doesn't show. And then make it something bigger. There, come on. There you go. Ah. Okay. What else do we have to do for today? I'm not sure. We're able to do this as well.
And right, so now this is an interesting one. What I want to figure out now is count the number of hog damage per parish using the tables that we have over there. Okay. So we're going to do H. To do that, we go to, okay, so we have this thing opening up. So we go to vector, analysis tools, count points in polygon. I'm going to say it again. Vector, analysis tools, count points in polygon. And since I did it right, I had one which was a shapefile and the other one was a point file. I can just run in the background. And I think it's done. And now you have a new thing here called count, which again has properties. If you go to the very end, there is now a new column called num points. Okay, so once again, vector, analysis tools, count points, vector, analysis tools. Yep, the polygons are that. Okay, run. Okay, now you have an extra layer called count. See that on the bottom left? Right click on that count.
So my balance is different from yours.
So it's debugging to the C's. Just run it. Just run it. And if you go all the way to the end, there's a column called num points. Now you have how many per.
What is the balance I do?
Should be the same. They're not.
I was the different numbers.
Could be that I made big symbols. Could be that I made big symbols. You get that? Or no? Is it 33560 whatever or no? It is that, right? Yeah, it's that. It should be the same. So that's one type of analysis that you can do. If somebody gives you geolocations of something with events, for example, you can put them in a shapefile using points, and then you can use this information to figure out fast how many events in the location. You can then now, instead of putting the actual locations, you can now do the following. Now that you have that, you can go back and do some analysis this way, where you go to count and you hit properties and you do graduated, and you're using num points, and you classify it, and you apply it. So now instead of viewing the points themselves, which I should hide here, you're viewing the parishes with a lot of activity versus the parishes with
Okay. So it is a good tool to do a lot of representations. It is a good tool to give good visuals, but you can also do some analysis. You have geolocations. And all the outputs that, let's say, machines are going to give you from the field from the machine file. So you will get basically from the combine, you will get the shape file and all the data as a PDF file. And it's exactly like I showed you. Run it in, it's going to create a nice polygon of the field using the most experiments. Okay. If you have extra data, you can always attach that on there. ArcGIS looks a lot better. It's got a lot of those cool things left and right, but Qgis, right? I'll leave it up to you. And you can do homework number, whatever it is, with each other one. Okay, so we have homework 5 up, which is due next week. And I originally said use ArcGIS, but if you like to use Qgis, do that. It's up to you. Right? I am a proponent of free software, so I definitely choose Qgis. But then I told you more than once that I cannot show what I do to others because everybody else that I'm working with at the accent is using ArcGIS. So because you have this great presentation and whatever, but you just can't share it with your colleagues. It's not that good. You know what I mean?
That is all for today, and as a matter of fact, that is all for maps and visualizations and all that stuff. When we come back, and that's going to be 2 weeks from now, it's a little bit of computer science and Python as well. Right? Make sure you finish your homework problems by next week. If you're unable to complete something, let me know, because I'm just going to basically break the class into 2 pieces, and I'm going to assume that you know everything from the first part. If something is unclear, if one program doesn't work, if you get any like if you have problems, ArcGIS doesn't work, or Qgis doesn't work, come and talk to me before we need to use stuff, right? Anybody else, any problems with Qgis? I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to do the homework.
So you will be here on next week as well?
I will be here no, I'm not going to be here Monday and Tuesday, but I'll be here Wednesday, I'll be here Friday, I'll be here all week this week.
What about the if I have program with my own homework?
You can come, let's say, on the office hours. You can come Thursday anytime at 6:30.
But the homework is due on next week.
Have I ever enforced it? No. So I'd rather you guys do the homework anytime, late, early, I don't care. You do the homework. We established that this class is not a memorization class. This is a skill-based class. The only way that you can hone your skills is to do your homework. Right? Do your homework.